Hi, I'm CJ and this is my RC channel.
Okay, shock absorber. I need a bigger table. Okay, that's an exploded view. Here we get into the actual assembly. I'm going to pause up, read through the short versus long shock, and let you know what I find out. Okay, I figured out what's going on with these little nubs of threads sticking up. What they're doing is the shock absorber has a ball end that has a hex wrench fitting at the top of it and threads on the inside, so it screws down onto this little piece of screw that's sticking up, all 3 millimeters of it. I guess that's enough. So I put this longer one on here and it's unnecessary, so I'm going to go swap that out. Not only is it unnecessary, I wouldn't be able to screw this on. So I'm going to go ahead and pause while I make the switch. Okay, switch was made, quick and easy. So now it's time to work on our shock absorber. Okay. So let's see what we've got here. 0 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 2, 1, 0 and I don't know, 1, 0 and 1 and 1, 1, 2 and I guess that's 2. So 1, 1 and 1, 1, 2 and 2, 0 and 1, 1 and 1. 2 1s, 2 2s. You got a pretty good range of pistons here. I'm gonna pause while I cut all of these out. Okay, so our stock setup is a 4-hole 1.1 millimeter, and we have 3 holes. We've actually got a few more than that. I haven't gone through everything here, but we've got, let's see. Well, some of these are probably duplicates. But in any event, we have plenty to choose from. Now, 3-hole is going to give us more pack, but pack isn't something you really look for in a road car. That's more of an off-road thing. I'm going to go ahead and run the stock piston setup, and I've got the remaining ones in a little Ziploc in the parts box. So step 1. Step 1 is mount our piston. Okay. Step 2, we use a little bit of shock seal grease. this is a spare, and there's a little flash on there. Let me trim that. And now I can put that in the bag with the other pistons, since this is a may need it later item. This is our preload adjuster. Now, when you're doing preload adjusters, you should lubricate the O-ring a little bit. What I like to use is a little bit of bearing oil. It just takes a drop to and that makes it much easier to adjust your preload. You want this thing to move reasonably easily, because you want to be able to make adjustments without unscrewing the cap and such on the shock absorber. You know, you don't want it to be loose, and that's what the O-ring is for, but the oil keeps it from binding up. Okay, and they recommend the 600 weight that they include with the kit. I'm going to go ahead and use that. It's also what I'm using in my side shock. Okay, I do not have my shock stand out, so I will use, well, the spring's not going to work. Guess I'll just have to hang on to it for a minute or two. I guess I can put that together with one hand. Okay, so first we need the cap. We need our little foam doohickey. Hey, they give us, well, I would need to drill it out, and I don't have a wrench. That's too bad. I may have to do that later. They have a little divot right here. Wait a minute. That's a hole. I can see all the way through there. There's light coming through. That's weird. Do they not tell us about that? I guess with the big bladder here, they're counting on that to give us an air seal, and that little hole lets this compress a bit. We also have a hole in the side here for venting out the fluid. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to pause up and read their shock directions in detail and see if I see anything interesting. Okay, time to put on the cap. sure that's topped off. Rather leak some out. A little bit of rebound, that's fine. Okay. Feels good. And I am going to go with the long shock option, since I'm already set up that way. Okay, that's a 4mm, just so you guys know. Okay, that has threads in it, so I can't do that. I have to use a pair of pliers on it. No problem. There we go. Okay, so there is our rear suspension. I think I need to move that screw back one. I've got a bit of an angle here. We really want that to be flat, so I think that needs to move. So, what I'm going to need now is one of these good old wrenches. There we go. And you know, that actually makes total sense because I've got the forward piece all the way forward, so the middle hole would not be the correct one. So that works very nice. So there we go. So there is our rear suspension. We've got our left to right with our damping. So everything is coming along. Let's at least turn the preload down until we get to the spring. Okay. Okay, now this piece right here, it's actually several pieces. What it allows you to do is the top piece that has the two holes for the two ball studs for your steering left and right. This can be moved forward and backwards along an incremented or toothed section, so you can change how much throw you have at a fairly granular level, much better than just two holes here and here. I just got that on order. It'll be here in time for me to install it before racing this weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and set everything up as is, just in case there is a snafu with shipping, and just continue the assembly. But when that gets here, I will swap it out. So let me take this apart, put it away. Thank you, Sadiva. Now, just when you think you were getting close to the end, you open a bag with 150 parts. This is going to be our rear wing mount and steering. And I am not going to use Servo Saver, because when you use this piece, you're not supposed to use not this piece specifically, but the replacement for this. You don't use the Servo Saver, and I've got some nice aluminum arms, so I'll use one of those, and I'll set up with this for the time being. That is for our battery. Set that over there for now. Oh, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this. Anyway, thank you. Some spacers. I'll probably just swap those for aluminum unless there's a reason for them to be plastic. Okay. Let's find that standoff. There it is. So with this adjustable setup that I've got on order, I can adjust the Ackerman at a very granular level, which is going to be nice. Going to enjoy playing with that, seeing how where I can get that to. Okay, let me go into a parts box here and get my aluminum servo arms. Figure out what's going to work best here. it's going to be, even in the ballpark. Okay. So they want the ball stud on the inside. That's interesting. Okay. Let's start by comparing. Where did they want that mounted on there? Top center. This looks like it's right about there, maybe a little on the high side. A little high, way high, and heavy. I think this is going to be the better option because it's got some standoff on it. So if the ball socket's going to be on this side, it's going to provide better overall motion. Okay. Okay, let me get out the servo. This is a very nice Reefs servo. Talked about this early on. The only bad thing about it is this 1.5 miles of cable. I may actually have to take the time to cut and crimp this properly. Let's start by figuring out how this is going to mount up. So first things first. Where did my servo tester get off to? Yeah, right under my nose. Would have been a snake, it'd have bit me. Wow. Another super quiet servo. You can barely hear it. Super fast though. Okay, it's centered. Okay, so the servo is going to mount facing this way. Okay, it's not threading straight in, so I'm gonna look for a screw in here in case it's a different thread type. Doesn't seem to be any different. Oh, I think I see what the problem was. I think I'm using too short a screw to be using titanium, so I'll go for an 8 instead. Let's give that a try. Get a 4/8. So now we need the servo mounts, which is these two pieces. I'm not sure I really need... Well, I am going to want to put some nice washers on there, so... And that's another trip into this parts box. Let's see if these nice washers fit. And they do. Excellent. These are some very nice washers. They have an edge here, or like a barrel that fits right into the servo, so there's minimum amount of play. And one more. There we go. See, and this is how I may get around the motor mount issue. Right here. This is a fan mount, so I can run this strap around the motor, and then I can mount the fan to either these two holes or this hole, and I can do it at any angle I want because this can be rotated around. So I want to make sure the fan definitely is cooling the motor. Truth be told, I wasn't that thrilled with having the fan back here blowing forward because the car's going through the air that way. It may not be something I can get around though, because of the limited amount of space one has with the body. So I'm going to need to use different screws to use these washers. Let me see. These are a little longer. They're 10s. But these washers are going to give me some spacing. So, yeah. That is going to stick out a bit, but I do have an alternative as well. Let me put these away. I've got some aluminum barrels. Aluminum, whatever the type of head these are. And since those are going to thread into a piece of aluminum anyway, might as well go as light as possible. Aluminum on aluminum. So these can go away. Now, these I believe came with a whatchamacallit, the other servos I've also been using, Protec or anyway, they came in the box with a different servo. These are going to make for a really solidly mounted servo. These washers just take up any bit of space. It's a really snug fit. That's odd. Different size. Okay, that one fits. Let me check this one before I put the box away. Okay, have a look at that. Perfect. So let's see, the ball stud for here. .6mm thread. This sucker right here. Let's see if I got enough room for a nut on the other side. Oh, without a doubt. Now, since I am using a locking nut, I'm not going to need to worry about any Loctite. And this is already threaded tightly into the arm. So there we go, perfect. And this is the servo arm I will continue to use once that new piece comes in. So I'm not going to be removing that again. Okay, probably should do the wire now. Let me think about where this receiver is going to mount up. Okay, it looks like it's going to go right here. Speed control and receiver. So, looks like our servo. Okay. So the servo goes right there like that. Interesting. Yeah, I guess we can't do better than that. So where does the steering go? Wait a minute. Yeah. Okay, so the steering is going to go in here. Wow. Why didn't they have us do this part earlier? That's kind of a pain. Okay, let's just finish this part right here. Okay, what do we put in the top there? 3x6. And 3x6. Just want to make sure the head on this is big enough. Interesting. Seems like we need a shim in here or something. Let me see what I've got. Doesn't look like they gave us anything. I'm going to take out all the servo saver knickknacks. That's for the antenna. It's also for the servo saver. Let me get a little Ziploc for those. I mean, chances are I will never use it, but I don't like throwing stuff like this away. I'd rather hang on to it. Who knows, someday I may sell the kit, and it's nice to be able to give the buyer everything that came with it. Stuff that in the parts box. Okay, so, aha. do have a small shim here, and it goes right over that. I hope they didn't intend that for some other purpose. Let me just take a quick look. Looks like not. So. And that seems to be exactly what it was needed for. So this is probably 4 millimeters, just like that shock shaft. And I'm correct. Let's loosen that up a teensy bit. I think I'm upside down here anyway. I want to try flipping that shim upside down. I think it's got a rough edge on it. Try putting that up top. Well, that is not the right shim for this purpose because it hits both Reeses. So I think I'm just going to have to wait until that other part comes in and hope it's better. Okay. So I think it will be easier to attach these turnbuckles with this out. So I'm going to step forward and do the front turnbuckles.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Please click like and please subscribe to my channel.